awesome to see people starting to pop on. We should have some panelists joining us soon. And if you'd like to share in the comments where you are from, who you are, what brought you to the summit, that would be wonderful. Awesome. Here we go. Gonna get a couple of things prepared here. All right. Very, very cool to see some people coming on. I'm so glad that you're able to join today. This is a really exciting. I'm stoked. We've had such an incredible 3 months, and I can't wait to show off these teams. So thank you all. Oh,
Good morning.
good morning.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
There you go. We just got a notification that the chat was disabled. There we go. In the questions and answers. So awesome. I'm glad that the Q&A box is being used. That's fantastic. And thank you for letting me know. Hopefully they are, there it is. Okay, cool. So chat is enabled and we should all be able to communicate now. So I'm really stoked to have everybody on here. I'm going to dismiss these and cool. We should have some more panelists popping on here shortly. Yeah, if you want to in the chat, introduce yourself. We have Illinois, Florida, Sudan, Nigeria. Very awesome. Very cool. Let me just get one more person into place and then I'm going to turn on, we're going to stream this to Facebook while we present. Hi, Sharla.
Hi.
Hey, Ayo, Mr. Kibaya, and Mr. Jerome. Very awesome to have you all on here. Cool. Let's get this moving. We're gonna stream this to Facebook so that we can have our audience there join us, follow along. And then we'll get going. Cool. We are going live. Perfect. So here we go. Thank you all for joining this Impact Summit. We've had an incredible past 90 days, and I am so excited to show off what the teams have been able to do. So I appreciate you sticking through for the challengers. I appreciate you joining and being here with us and sticking through the challenge. It's not an easy challenge, and we're here to make change, and that's exactly what we're doing. So what exactly is the Climate Action Challenge? Climate Action Challenge is a 90-day commitment that teams make to make change. Green Team Academy is here to empower everyday people to be the change, and we do that by sharing the resources, structure, and community to help activists launch environmental projects within their area in a very short amount of time. So like I said, it's not the easiest thing to go through, but we're gonna get to hear from some of the people who have made it through, and they're gonna share a little bit about how it helped them. So really excited to get to hear from some of them in a little bit. Although some of you might know, some of you might not. be fully aware of what the Climate Action Challenge is. If you are interested in being notified when the 2023 challenge launches, when registration launches, we will share a link to get your name down so that you're one of the first to know. So here we are, 2022 International Climate Action Challenge Impact. Really excited to share this with you. We had over about 250 people registered for this challenge, 100 registered teams from 29 different countries. And this is the statistics that we're going to be looking at are from a portion of the teams who have submitted an impact report. So this isn't even the full impact that was made. It's still incredibly impressive. So let's dive into it. Starting off, over 50 community events brought in over 10,000 attendees for different programs that the teams initiated. We had Uganda and Nigeria were the top 2 countries that participated in this challenge. United States came in a close third, kind of close. Uganda and Nigeria definitely took the reins on this one, but it was incredible to see how many people from so many different countries were interested in coming in and joining and making change in their community, creating more sustainable and environmentally friendly projects in their community. So this is a really cool impact that was created by one team, and we're actually going to be hearing from Mr. Ayooluwa in a little bit. But 10 schools, one team was able to reach out to 10 schools and really make an impact and be able to teach 700 students, which that is incredible. Not only that, but they were able to train teachers on sustainable development goals curriculum in order to help them be able to train their courses, their classes. Another really cool partnership that was built throughout this period, and we'll be hearing from Mr. Jerome in a little bit. Timebanking, we were able to connect 2 youth time bank programs. Were connected during this 90 days, and they launched different projects to empower youth and in their areas. So we'll be hearing from them in a little bit as well. On top of that, dozens of educational events were held that included topics like waste reduction, water usage, plastic waste recycling, and tree planting and care. So we had multiple environmental groups that were started, and some of the different initiatives and grassroots mobilizations that took place were for recycling and composting programs, developing agroforestry models. GMO awareness was actually a big one this year, different environmental education and reforestation reforestation efforts. So not only was the Climate Action Challenge able to help really bring different sustainable projects to these areas, it also helped create opportunities for youth who may not always have the ability to create revenue stream and create revenue stream in a sustainable manner. So this is like really exciting. Over 150 youth were trained in project development, including using seeds for profit, selling mangoes for income, and learning different tree care and planting strategies. Another really impressive statistic from this year's challenge is 5 tons of organic waste was diverted from landfill. So organic waste being compost, we have a really awesome group that is actually using the Climate Action Challenge to train recruits on how to educate and mobilize different communities on composting. And if you are around tomorrow and want to join us, we're actually going to be hearing from Lonnie Francisco, who is the founder of Bakashi Pinoy, and she's using the challenge to really make big change in not only her community but in her country. So definitely want to join for that if you're available for it. There were quite a few community cleanup events that got people involved and more aware of pollution problems. So organizational development is a huge part of the Climate Action Challenge. We don't want to just help groups launch. I mean, that's obviously going to be pretty critical to the challenge, but the developmental phase or possibilities that the challenge helps with is huge. So having 18 social media accounts started, multiple logos created, full-time staff hired, that's huge. And different websites published is incredible. This is all following the strategy of the Climate Action Challenge can really help to focus on what needs to happen in order to make an environmental project sustainable for the long run. And this is just a glimpse of what can happen within 90 days of consistently showing up. So 50 acres of commercial forest has been established, 4 community gardens established, and there's a group that joined CAM Urban Gardeners who helped train on urban gardening techniques, which is huge in places that obviously don't have a lot of space for gardens. So really powerful stuff. And we had multiple groups who were able to distribute plants. So in the picture, we have Team Nature Connect by exchange plants for free. And we're gonna actually have Dr. Anamika coming on tomorrow to talk a little bit about her experience. So again, come join us again tomorrow if you're available for it. And this is one of the groups that was able to help educate children and youth and adults really, and was able to share plants and how to care for plants and really how to respect nature, which was a recurring theme throughout this challenge. So, and then we had 96,000 trees planted, which is pretty awesome. There were all different varieties of trees planted. The purpose of these trees being planted was for food security, climate mitigation, reforestation, community improvement, and windbreaks, which is huge. This majority of these trees planted came from Trinity Forestry Services, which I'm hoping we have Mr. Chris on. If not, that's okay. We'll get him later. But Chris is going to be coming on because this group used the Climate Action Challenge 3 years ago, and they are still involved to this year. And obviously they are thriving. They are doing really, really awesome stuff. And they actually got their start, didn't get their start, but a couple months in, they got their launch. We'll say they got their launch from the Climate Action Challenge. So it's just going to show how powerful this program really is if you are invested in making change and are ready to commit a simple 90 days. I mean, I say simple, it's a big chunk of time, but in the grand scheme of things, it's very minimal. So with that commitment and the drive to make this planet better, really, really awesome things can happen for not only communities, different projects, but the world at large. So kind of taking a look back, the first Climate Action Challenge was only 2 years ago. So the fact that we're on our 3rd right now is absolutely awesome. I'm stoked to be a part of this. I'm incredibly excited to be a part of these teams' journeys. Green Team Academy is not only able to support these teams, but also being supported by these teams. And that is such an incredible position to be in. So we're so thankful that this is continuing on and it's becoming a movement. We are showing up and being the change. And that's awesome. So cumulatively, over the past 3 years, we've been able to accomplish some incredible things. We've had over 650 individuals registered for the challenge with 260 teams. Some of the really cool things that we've been able to do is over 13 metric tons of compost has been diverted from landfills. Over 300 community events have been held with an overall attendee rate of almost 40,000 people. That's 40,000 people being educated on the impact that we're having and solutions to mitigate where we are heading. So that is, it's incredible. 48 tons of debris has been removed from waterways. Almost 200 farms and gardens have been created, and over 250,000 trees have been planted. That is huge. And thinking about this impact, it's over a 3-year period, yes, but this is all stuff that has been done within 90 days, 3 months of each year. So within a year, these are the numbers that we have been able to hit because of people like you just wanting to make change and committing to do it. Really, really powerful stuff. And I do want to thank everybody, this entire community, truly. But that sort of impact would not be able to be made without the support of our network, of our community. So we want to be able to give back for you helping support us. So with every $25 that's donated to Green Team Academy, you will have a tree planted in your name. You'll receive a certificate with GPS coordinates to your tree, which is a really cool little addition that we gained over the past couple of months. And yeah, you, with the support that we receive, we are able to help empower everyday people to be the change. And that's a direct link to you. So thank you. And now I'm hoping that Chris has joined us. It's not looking like it. Chris should be joining us shortly. So when he does, we will pop back and we'll hear from him. Like I said, he has such an incredible story that I'm really excited for him to share. But we'll continue on and then we'll hop back when he does join. So we're going to get into some awards here. We have Eco Champion Awards, and then we have Eco Stars. The Eco Champions were teams that showed up and demonstrated a positive impact, and they clearly documented their impact and shared their story in a video format. The Eco Stars are the teams, top 3 teams. We were incredibly lucky to have donors help us this year, so we were able to support some of the top teams, and it's incredible to be able to do. So again, thank you for our network and our connections for making that happen. But these EcoStar teams are teams that met the same criteria as the Eco Champions. They actively participated in weekly meetings, and they were able to complete the assignments. So stay tuned. We're going to look at a couple of Eco Champions, and then we're actually going to be joined. We actually are joined by our Eco Stars, and we'll be hearing their stories. So we have 9 Eco Champions this time around, and then 4 of the Eco Stars. So we will be sharing their stories throughout today and tomorrow. So if we don't hit one of the teams that you're interested in today, most definitely join us again tomorrow to see what they were able to do. So Bokashi Pinoy is a group that joined us from the Philippines. And as I said, Lonnie Francisco is going to be joining us tomorrow, so you're not going to want to miss that. they actually used this challenge to train leaders to go into different communities and teach on the Bokashi compost method in order to mobilize communities to really increase their already super impressive amount of food waste that they're collecting. So this group held 2 days of action that brought in over 200 participants, including government officials and different sponsors, and they were able to collect 1,500 kilograms of waste, food waste per month, which I believe comes out to about 3,300 pounds, which is astronomical. They were also able to sign up 70 new composters to continue on and collect bins from. Let's take a look at their video here.
Can a community change the world? In Quezon City, residents showed it can. Their bucket have turned this garbage dump into this wonderful garden that grows food. Local residents compost their food waste in buckets with a special ingredient called Bokashi effect. After being stored for 2 weeks, the bucket are brought to this garden, feeding the soil and producing loads of nutrients for the plants. In the past year around, 10 buckets or 100 kilograms were collected per month. This year, the team was able to collect it. 100 buckets or 1,500 kilograms of food waste per month with the help of 50 compost makers. And city leaders, the community, aims to collect 700 buckets per month until April 2023. They believe that together, we can save the environment.
Absolutely incredible.
Can a community change the world?
Very, very awesome work by Bokashi Pinoy. So the next group that we want to give highlight to is Nature Connect by Exchange Plants for Free. Dr. Anamika it has been absolutely wonderful in starting this program that is actually continuing weekly to help educate children and help them understand how to respect nature and explore their curiosity more. And they did that by doing nature walks and nature art. They were able to give demonstrations about gardening and water pollution. And this is one of the groups that was able to distribute plants for the youth to take home and care for. So let's take a look at their video.
Greetings from the Kingdom of Bahrain. I'm Dr. Anamika Mitacharya, an educator, researcher in nature and art environment. I've started an initiative in Bahrain in 2021 December to exchange plants for free, which is an extension of a Facebook group with 68,000 members across 11 countries, which was first founded by Mr. Bishwajit Roy from India in 2020. Our message is, let's make our planet greener, safer, and better for tomorrow and the upcoming generations. I started a group called Kids Nature Club, where we meet twice a week with the kids to connect with nature through sustainable education. Let's do all our bit. I thank Green Team Academy and our group Exchange Plants for Free and all the members for their kind support. Thank you so much.
Absolutely incredible work done by Nature Connect by Exchange Plants for Free. We're very, very honored to have the ability to work with them. So next we have Wikipedia Developmental Initiative. Again, Mr. Victor from Nigeria was such a pleasure to work with. He was able to create multiple partnerships during this 90-day period and helped plant 56 trees with different, with the youth. One of the coolest things that I thought he was able to introduce was a birthday tree campaign. And this is where for the birthdays, for the youth's birthday, they got a tree. So they got to plant it at home. They get to take care of it. He shared a story about how they named it and how they named their trees and how they're taking care of their trees. It was beautiful. And they initiated Earth storytelling sessions, which came from a partnership that was built during this 90 days. So really excited about that. And we'll actually share a little bit about the Earth Storytelling group after this. But let's take a look at Victor's video real quick.
My name is Victor Matthew Aiba. My name is teammate from. One thing you've done is to and through this, we've been able to almost 70 trees, which are fruit trees to young students, to help them have more accountable reasons to develop. Also, we've been involved in this storytelling session where we've initiated clubs in schools. Our goal is to see that more students gain more sound knowledge. And also, we've been involved in plastic promotes the use of plastics and also avoid the use of single-use plastics. Our goal is to see that students are more accountable to the environment, and through environmental education, this will become resources. Thanks to International Climate Action Challenge for initiating this initiative, the director, Mrs. Jean, thank you so much for your great work. We look forward to more support, more collaboration, and more means to get this work done across schools in Nigeria. Thank you so much.
This is such an incredible initiative. He really helped the children use their imaginations to understand a better planet in the future, which is
My name is Victor Matthew.
Miss Sue from Climate Collaboratory is also working on. So Climate Collaboratory is a group that is working to share your climate story. So if you're interested in being a part of their project, visit climatecollaboratory.org and you can actually record a 30 to 60 second clip of what you're doing to help this planet and make it a nicer place for the young ones. So during the past 90 days, Climate Collaboratory has been able to put on multiple events that brought in about 240 attendees. These events consisted of climate concert, International Day of Peace workshop, climate optimism workshop, which if you're here, you probably understand the benefits of, and a 6-week musical workshop. They've developed multiple partnerships, including Wikipedia, which is where the Earth Storytelling sessions came from for his project. And they also developed a new script and are helping to create a development guide, a community development guide. So let's take a look at their video.
Stop. Attention. Cold red. The Earth's temperature is getting way too warm. The balance of nature has been upset. The tree of life is endangered. If we don't turn things around soon, global warming will get totally out of control.
Let's tell the story of how the human family came together to make a world that works for all.
The children need our help. Let's show them what we are doing to win the global goals by 2030. Share your climate story at climatecollaboratory.org.
Very awesome group. And this group is also in their 3rd year of joining the International Climate Action Challenge. So they were able to do some pretty incredible things this time around. And actually, so I'm looking over here and it looks like Mr. Chris has joined us. So Chris, I would love, before we get into the Eco Stars and having some of the other teams come on and introduce themselves, I would love to have you pop on and share a little bit about your Climate Action Challenge journey and how Trinity came to be. How you doing?
Yeah. I'm so privileged to be part of this year's challenge, and I'm so glad to speak to you all. Greetings to you, ladies and gentlemen. I am Christopher Marvin Tumusime from Uganda, and I am part of the Trinity Forestry Services. Trinity Forestry Services is we developed now into a social enterprise, but we started as just a project, and we were operating in urban communities, in urban settings with an urban project for urban farming, and then later we grew up. So our start, of course, is linked to the International Climate Action Challenge, because the very first time we joined in 2020, and that was the first time the challenge was happening, it was in a stage at a time when we were just beginning as a project, as a team. You know, when you are in the start, you've gathered up and then you want to do something different, you want to do something special about the environment, but then in other words, you have very many ways to get, and you're not sure of exactly where to go. So we started in 2020, that was February, around February 6th. And as we had just started, unfortunately, we went into the COVID lockdown, the COVID-19 lockdown that happened. For us here in Uganda, it happened, it was around 21st March. So, and that was in our very first stage before we had, we had actually just made a month. And so we're not very, of course, we are not very organized well to keep moving. And then we didn't have any strategy or any plan to go through the lockdown. And when it is a startup or a starting initiative, it's really very challenging because you have to do a lot of things, and most especially on ground. And remember, you don't have the financial resources, you don't have even the human resource itself, you don't even have the resources to use in operating. And then we went into a lockdown. That was a time when I just resigned from my job, went into this, and then so it became very challenging. So we had to move to the communities and start working. So around August, and that was around 6 months after we had started, so we got introduced to the International Climate Action Challenge by the Green Team Academy. So, and then say, no, let's give this a try, and never know, you can try and learning, because we're all not informed. We began 2 individuals, so we're not informed. We didn't have knowledge on running projects. We didn't have knowledge on operating any initiative. You know, we had just left employment, and so it was something new. And then went into the challenge to learn, and good enough, we achieved the target because we learned a lot. So throughout the 90 days challenge, the 90 days that we went through in the very first time, it helped us shape us, because we had a lot of goals, we had a lot of visions, we had a lot of objectives, and so we didn't know exactly where to go, and all we wanted is to create environmental well-being. And then so through different ways, so it helped us get shaped and know, have a focus to the direction we wanted to take. And so went through the 90 days. So of course, challenges and obstacles come along the way, like any project, like any situation, like life happens. So during November, after I joined the challenge in August, again, we faced other challenges where we had big organizations coming in the project we had started, and they had the money, they had, they were organized, they had the structures and all that, and so took up our beneficiaries. So, and then, so it a bit challenged us, and we're almost giving up. We were almost jumping out on saying, no, this is now not moving. So the individuals we are working with, you know, we're working with youth who, of course, have big demands, and so when someone comes and puts money on table, they lose focus, and so looked at money, and so now never remained interested in what we were doing. So, but later, with time, of course, we were helped in the challenge, through the challenge. So we were helped by Joan, who was the director by then. And so we organized a fundraising, and then we fundraised for some resources that helped us, of course, revamp again to purchase seeds and some hand tools. And then we had to move again. And so we left the urban communities and then went to the rural setting now. So we re-strategized, and then we kept moving. So yeah, until now, so we've never gone back because we've now moved, we've expanded, we expanded by then, we expanded and became, from what began like an initiative, we became into a big project, and then eventually we had to become an enterprise, a company. So we are now functioning well, and then we had to get bigger projects. So we got into the bigger reforestation projects, and so we now do the local contracting. We produce seedlings because we established a nursery, a tree nursery. So we produce our own seedlings, we plant them, and so that's how we are doing the, we are playing our environmental role, because we are producing seedlings that we are planting. And then also for purposes of gaining revenue, we're able to sell those seedlings at very affordable prices to projects, small projects, community organizations, and then get some revenue to keep us functioning and running. So up to now, that's how we are moving. So 2021, we came back for the challenge, and then this year also 2022, we came back with a challenge with reforestating Uganda through empowering women and youth. So we are on that same line. We're looking at ways of making it more sustainable and be able to continue expanding it and growing it. However, we commend that the International Climate Action Challenge helped us so much, and it's something that has helped us grow. And because learning is a process that does not end, we keep on coming back so that we keep on learning. And then as we keep on learning, we're gaining more experience and also inspiring more people, because whenever we come back for the challenge, we want to come back with new people who have not been experienced, so that when we move through the challenge, they also have gained experience, and they can also start up their initiatives, their projects, and then we run because we're on the same common goal. Yeah, so that is it. And so Trinity Forestry Services, of course, keeps running, and they want to expand our nursery and do much more production and do more supplies. Yes. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I'm so grateful. Yeah.
Oh, Chris, thank you so much for being a part of this and for really being a part of the change. Like, you have such an incredible story, and what an inspiration. There were so many like nuggets of inspiration that you just dropped right there. There's never going to be enough resources to do what you think you want to do. There's always going to be somebody that's bigger and better and has the resources that you don't. There's always more that can be learned. That is such an incredible story. And I'm so glad that the Climate Action Challenge has been able to support Trinity and you and Trinity's growth over the past 3 years. That's incredible. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome.
Also, I just want to remind everybody that we have a Q&A box that we're about to bring on some speakers, and they're going to be sharing some really awesome stories, just same as Chris just shared. So if any questions come up and you would like to kind of be a part of the summit, then definitely drop the questions in there, and we will be answering them a little bit later. So that all being said, we're going to move on. Sorry about that. To introducing our EcoStar teams. So we had 3 prizes that we were able to share this year. Again, thank you to the wonderful sponsors that made this possible. We had three places. Luckily, 4 teams ended up getting some prize from that. So we're going to invite the groups, the top 3 groups, on to talk a little bit about their project, about what they were able to accomplish within the 90 days, and how they were planning to move forward. So let's get Diversified International, Mr. Ayooluwa Ogunsola, on here, and let's get you unmuted. And how you doing, Ayo?
Hello, how you all doing? It's really great to be here today. Yeah, So my name is Ayooluwa Ogunsola, and I'm from Nigeria. I'm representing Diversified International, and I'm meant to share how we were able to educate teachers and students about sustainable development goals and what we plan to do forward going forward. So we're able to get first of all the permission from the state government, which is like very huge, to carry out a club in secondary schools in the state. So we're able to do that, and then we're able to get like 10 schools that we could reach out to. And in each of these schools, there's like more than 70 students that we are looking at to be able to carry out actions with, teach them and train them. We were able to teach and train these students, and then we were able to also train teachers about sustainable development goals. We gave them a curriculum and how they could pretty much use this in classrooms, like make use of sustainable development goals, how they could implement it in learning such that students are natural problem solvers already. So we're able to do that. We're also able to visit a university, an institution, sort of. So we were able to visit an institution called the Federal College of Education, Oshiele, and we were able to educate these students about what climate change really means, how they can be involved in the conversation of climate change. Within the 90 days also, we were able to get representatives to attend COP27, where we were very principal in loss and damage funds. That's like advocating for loss and damage funds at COP27. We were able to also speak at the World Human Rights Summit. The 12th World Human Rights Summit. So we're able to carry out all this because of our passion to make sure that climate change education is taught in schools, in secondary schools, and in universities across the states. We realized there's a very huge gap and that we need to come in this situation. And in the next year, one of our biggest plans is that we intend to reach about 40,000 youths in Nigeria by carrying out a climate education tour, where we would be getting students. We already have the authority of the National Association of Nigerian Students. We are already closely related with the government to make sure that we can actually do this, because it needs permissions from the government to be able to carry out activities like at this kind of scale. So we intend that in each university, we call it the climate education tour. So we will be reaching out to about 4,000 students in each institution, and these students will be educated on sustainable development goals, climate change. They'll be educated on how they can be involved in conversations, how they can lobby. And then we hope that Green Team Academy too will be involved in like mentoring these students, like able to get 40,000 students. But we are aware that we are behind schedule and that we need a method to actually make sure that youths are involved in these conversations, and also they also spread out to educate other people in their communities. So one of our biggest plans is that while we visit these schools, we would also be planting trees, because we understand that as we move our carbon emissions, right? So we would also be planting trees. I think it's about 100 trees per university. So we are currently at the fundraising stage, and we are also seeking out funding from looking out to get funding. So if you have any organization that would like to partner or work with us, we are very open to that. So I hope I've been able to explain. If you have questions for me, I'm very, very open to answering the questions that you have. Thank you very much in the International Climate Action Challenge for giving us the opportunity to participate, because I think I've been in challenge for 2 years now, and I think that it has been very, very instrumental in my activism journey and my education journey. Thank you very much.
That's very awesome, Ayo. Thank you for joining and sharing your story. I think you just inspired quite a few people with even shooting for 40,000 people to educate next year. That is huge. And I know we've kind of been talking a little bit, and we're really hoping that Green Team Academy is able to help supply some resources to make that a reality. So keep posted. I think that we have some. We will share the links to connect with Diversified International. So if you want to follow their story, most definitely do. It's obviously a very, very impactful and powerful one. So thank you so much, Ayo. And I think some questions did come in for you. So if you're able to hang around, we'll open up for questions at the end. Awesome. So next is going to be Team Eco Rising. This is a group from Zambia, and they have kind of taken on so many different really incredible projects throughout the 90 days. So I'm really, really excited to have Niki Mapoma and Mwiya Simataa come on and talk a little bit about what Eco Rising, what their project is, and how they've used the past 90 days to propel their mission forward.
Greetings to everyone. I hope I'm audible enough.
You're good, Mwiya.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. So my name's Mwiya Simataa, a member of Eco Rising from Zambia. We're a group of 6, and I'm going to explain or present the first part of the work, the presentation. Then the rest of the presentation will be given by Niki. So what did we do to accomplish during the 90-day challenge? So as Eco Rising Zambia, we partnered and participated in the Zambian Indigenous Seed and Food Festival. And we also participated in the Farmers Dialogue. We also interviewed quite various attendees that participated in the activities. But to give more detail on what really happened at the Seed and Food Festival, the one we participated in, just to give a statement, in 2002 in Zambia, the then president, the third Republican president of Zambia, President Levi Mwanawasa, banned live genetically modified organisms, describing them as being a poison. However, currently, now the Zambian government is currently attempting to change its biosafety and biotechnology policy to introduce these live genetically modified organisms. So it was indeed an incredible opportunity for us as Eco Rising to just slip in and try to get what different attendees and different stakeholders think about the attempts to really change the position of our biotechnology and biosafety policy. We understand that live GMOs destroy indigenous crop species and biodiversity. So I think for us, it really was something we needed to just have information from the people and try to get what reactions people have with respect to the introduction of live genetically modified organisms. And in October 2022, the Zambia Indigenous Seed and Food Festival highlighted the abundant diversity of crops and the seeds that can help mitigate the effects of climate change, for instance, such as drought, especially in marginalized communities in the rural setup, where these climate change impacts are even more detrimental, and we've seen how much of the impact they've caused, especially with respect to rural livelihoods. Then the other activity we also participated in as Eco Rising Zambia was the Farmers Dialogue. Here, there were small-scale farmers from Botswana, Zimbabwe, South Africa, and Zambia that came together to discuss farmers' rights and food and seed sovereignty. So Eco Rising was a part of these conversations to try and offer their insight in terms of what impact can be made with respect to addressing the climate change crisis. Eco Rising also listened to the farmers share some of their challenges and the ways in which they probably hoped to find solutions to food insecurities. Also, farmers asked for recognition of their indigenous knowledge and involvement in all steps of research relating to seed development and certification. This owes to the fact that in the current attempts to change the biosafety and biotechnology policy, smallholder farmers are actually a very important stakeholder that felt were left out in the process of trying to make changes to this very important document. So they gave out their own views, and Eco Rising took an active role in listening and just sharing this information. The other event that Eco Rising participated in was the COP27 parallel event in a secondary school in the outskirts of Lusaka, Zambia, called the Kapete Secondary School, which hosted a COP27 parallel event. The main essence was to literally highlight their concerns to offer local solutions to environmental problems through poetry, mock speeches, group discussions, and a presentation was made by one of the members of the Eco Rising team on the impact of plastic to the ecosystem. So in explaining the next steps, I will now invite Niki to be able to run us through. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to say thank you to Mwiya, my awesome teammate, and the rest of the Eco Rising team. My name is Niki Mapoma, and I'm from Eco Rising Zambia. It's such an honor to be here at this Global Impact Summit, and I just kind of wanted to talk about the impact that the Green Team Academy has had on us. And, you know, we couldn't have done any of this without the Green Team Academy and the Climate Action Challenge. There are so many resources that Green Team Academy shared with us, the tools to launch our project. Joan's amazing books, the detailed information about how to start a project was so helpful. You know, we were able to keep on track with all of our assignments from, you know, creating a mission statement, vision, you know, a video, logos, you know, how to reach out to partners that we never even really thought maybe they were too big and we were too small. And we just found out that that wasn't the case. No matter how small you are, we have a voice, and each person, you know, no matter what we do, it makes a huge impact. And also wanted to thank everyone for being such an inspiration. Green Team Academy provided the platform, the social media platforms, the Green Cafe, where all the teams were able to get together, and we motivated each other, we inspired each other. And if you're new if you're not a challenger and you're new, you're just learning about the Climate Action Challenge for the first time, please join next year. It's been an amazing experience. Next moves for the Eco Rising is we're just going to continue doing the work. This is only the beginning of many great partnerships. We are going to do more outreach, create more events, reach out to more youth, and continue to listen and to share people's stories and do our best to save this precious earth that we have. So thank you again. It's been a real honor and a pleasure to work and to meet all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Niki. And Green Team Academy is incredibly excited to see how your project, how Eco Rising flourishes from here. As we kind of mentioned a little bit before, the challenge isn't easy. It's not a cakewalk, and it's not meant to be. That saving the planet is not going to be easy, but all of us are showing up to do the work. And it's really powerful to hear that by following the structure, you feel that Eco Rising now has a good foundation to really catapult from. So that's huge, and that's what we're here for. That's what the resources are here for. And it warms my heart to hear that the materials and the community has been as impactful as it has. So thank you for sharing, Niki and Mwiya. It's great to hear from you. So then, first place in this challenge this year is going to go to Youth Timebanking, and I'm going to pass it off because Jerome Scriptunas is actually our keynote speaker today. So if you aren't familiar with the concept of time banking or youth time banking, Jerome is going to change that for you. And we had 2 teams that were joined or created throughout this past 90 days. So Jerome will take time and introduce them, and we'll hear about what time banking is and then what projects were done throughout the 90 days. So Jerome, take us away.
Hello. Thank you, Jen. And are you allowing me to share my screen?
You should be able to share. Yeah, I'll stop sharing mine and then you pop on.
And so let me just pull that up. Oh, here it is. Okay, a new share. Here we go. And it's this one. Okay, so let's see. Are we getting the right screen over to everybody?
I don't believe so.
Not yet. I have to click share, I think. How about now?
There it is.
Okay. It's wonderful to be here. I want to say I have fallen in love with the continent of Africa through the just scratching the surface of hearing and learning. I thank you all. You're all my teachers to help me to understand the African culture. It's such a beautiful world, and I feel emotional when I think of how resilient and strong the people of Africa are. And Jin, you said that I would maybe change people's minds if they're not acquainted with youth time banking. I like this idea that I heard somewhere, I don't remember, but that I cannot change very much. But what I might be able to do is to create a condition for change. And I like this idea. I find it useful for me. You can consider if it's useful to you, that change is this mysterious power that seems to work on its own terms. And if we are good enough to cooperate with it, maybe we can influence more care for the environment and climate action challenge. So first, and perhaps at the end, my organization, Youth Timebanking Global, the name comes from Uganda, from the ideas and the partnership and collaboration with Robert Kibaya that you will hear from. YTB Global congratulates the participants of the 2022 Green Team Academy International Climate Action Challenge, and we appreciate your knowledge sharing. We are humble to be here. We are better as an organization and better people because of knowing those of you who are participating and that we have an opportunity to connect with. And I think maybe I will even become a better dancer if I talk more with Victor. Okay. I want to say something serious now that is horrific human pain. And I ask my partner in Western Uganda to support me in the chat. We want to take 1 minute or so of our time here to make an urgent appeal for food support for 850 homeless people from Toroko, Uganda, that we learned of this week. I learned of this. These residents in Western Uganda were attacked by rebels from the Congo. 850 people walked away from where they lived to find safety and protection by Uganda's People's Defense Forces. So my organization, YTB Global, in partnership with Robert Musigwe, who's the founder and leader of Rejoice Africa Foundation, humbly request your donation to get food to the homeless people. It will be brought to them within days for any donation that is made. And you see the link there, and you see links in the chat. And so we are grateful for any ability to collaborate with us. I will talk to you now about youth time banking. It's my favorite topic. If you lived with me, you may not like my company so much because I talk about it all the time. So it's nice to interact with people occasionally because of the joy we have in sharing our ideas. Youth time banking is based on the model of time banking, which uses time as currency. The simple idea in time banking is that it's a system of service exchange that uses time as the currency. And it brings to light a sector of the full economy that is described as the core economy, and sometimes is not being paid due diligence in regard and respect, because so much work that everyone does in their homes, their families, the communities, for the environment is what is referred to in some writing as the work of the core economy, as opposed to the financial or money economy. And so I hope that becomes clear as I speak a little more. The purpose of youth time banking took shape about 10 years ago in my work, where it was recognized in child behavioral health that we needed a better way to help youth form relationships and social connections. Relationships are essential for us to survive in life. Education is critical, of course. And youth need an opportunity to understand and learn about their community. Sometimes this just happens, but with many people, it does not just happen. And so I've recognized in my work with others in this field of youth development, positive youth development, that let's come up with more creative ways to encourage youth inclusion. And then as I continued to work in this field of time banking and learn from the experts and the people who created the movement of time banking, I learned about co-production. Co-production is a simple idea, and unfortunately, in the world when things are very basic, fundamental, and foundational, if we do not fully recognize their critical importance, we harm ourselves, we harm the universe, we harm the environment. Co-production means that any individual who's affected by anything needs to be able to participate in the design, development, delivery, and management of that thing, whether that thing is education, whether it's the environment, whether that's their own social experience in life, participation in sport. Everyone needs to be involved. It's so basic and simple, and at a superficial level, maybe no one would disagree with that. But I assure you, and I think maybe some of you would agree with me, the world is set up with an imbalance of power structure, and that is not good for the world. And youth time banking seeks to fracture that. Our goals and ambitions are great. Our reach exceeds our grasp every day. Even if we fail at what we strive for, we will continue to do that. Because as you know, and as I can tell in the spirit of your words, it's always the right time to do the right thing. And it's better to do the right thing imperfectly and not let perfection be the enemy of the good. Youth time banking is giving and receiving opportunities. It builds strengths in community. I guarantee that. If you drink water, you have water in your body. If you help another person, you will have helped another person. If you protect the environment, you have protected the environment. The activity itself is designed to be the outcome we wish to create. That is tremendously important in time banking. Time banking has 5 values: assets, redefined work, reciprocity, social networks, respect. Every human being is an asset. It is to our creativity to involve and include, everyone be included. We say in youth time banking, youth are. It just happened as we were having meetings and conversations that we would say the words assets, resources, and energy. And of course, in the English language, that forms the word are. Assets, resources, energy. Redefined work means that every effort that contributes to a productive outcome is work. Not just work that is paid by an employer who gives a paycheck, but the work that we do that many times may not be noticed immediately, maybe not recognized all the time. The way we take care of our neighborhoods, families, communities, and the environment, that is work. And the purpose of youth time banking is to record that, to measure that, to honor that. Reciprocity is giving and receiving. Reciprocity is what creates a positive upward spiral. People say that physically, in the science of physics and biology, that's impossible to have a perpetual motion, of course, and positive upward spirals, but metaphorically, figuratively, by helping each other, by respecting each other, we want to do more, we want to help others, we want to expand and grow our network. This learning lights up our brains, this helping and knowing that we are needed. We have agency, belonging, and competence, and we want to continue to get up each day to contribute and support each other. And by doing so, we create these social networks. Time banking happens within a network. And we respect each other as we are. And we move on and do good things from there. On this side of Youth Time Banking global chart, it shows our framework of calm. I hope you like this word, and in English, of course, the first the letters of the word CALM represents the broad range of projects and activities in youth time banking, activities of care and service for the environment, for others, apps for the critical need to thrive in the world today, to have knowledge of and access to technology, learn, as others who have spoken before. We must be continuous learners. We must have a flexible growth mindset and not be fixed in thinking and our understanding. And the ability to make things in the physical world with our hands, you will hear some of that. And so within the experience and participation of youth time banking, we wish for young people and youth, children, college, high school, college, young adults, and the rest of us to have peer-to-peer, near-peer, cross-age, youth, adult, intergenerational experiences of solidarity. I learned about time banking from the United States leader, Edgar Kahn, who passed away earlier this year in January. He's the author of these books, No More Throwaway People. Why would anyone ever think that a human being is not human? Humans are human, all humans are human. The people in Taroko are human. We're human. The co-production imperative, what Dr. Kahn is telling us, is that we must recognize some obvious thing that is hidden in plain sight right before our eyes. Everyone must be included. Everyone has something to contribute. More recently, about 1 year ago, he co-authored this pamphlet, which is available. We can share a link later or in the happy hour, The Other Pandemic, with Dr. Christine Gray, his work partner and widow now. So this is my fun chart. I made this one laughing and talking with Jen when we were planning what to say here. We're unboxing youth time banking. Okay. It's a youth adult partnership that's so important. It's this partnership that youth be recognized for their energy and ideas and capabilities and contributions, and they be brought in to make a difference and to be the change. We can't wait for them to be 18 years old or 21 years old. Youth are capable now, and you will hear a little bit from Robert Kibaya and more next year when we share a longer video that we're making, the incredible capabilities of what we've seen youth do within a few days and a few weeks that have startled their teachers, that have astonished me. So we should never think and that someone doesn't have some ideas in their head. Youth time banking provides platforms, partners, and projects. I'm going to share a little bit more about what we mean by that, of opportunities. That word is highlighted. I've learned that from Dr. Karen Pittman in the United States, the founder of Forum for Youth Investment. She said that being trouble-free is not being fully prepared, meaning if a youth is not in trouble with the justice system or the law, that won't be good enough for them to survive in life. Furthermore, if they're fully prepared, that's not enough either. That means if they're fully educated, that is necessary but not sufficient. What do we need for full engagement? We need opportunity. You could read books, you could work on homework assignments, but youth need to be engaged and involved in the spirit and the reality of co-production, to create their community, to be part of their community development. And that's why we say youth are assets, resources, energy for designing, developing, and delivering community comm projects. Okay, so a little bit here, not too much, just a little bit. And you can look at these later. Hopefully someone's sharing the links. Platforms, the thing I believe is profoundly meaningful and useful to the locations where YTB is active is that through my experience in my life, I have drawn from so many different bodies of knowledge and platform to share. And I want to offer my ability to connect in with those who may not have learned of these. Maybe you have similar ones, but for example, with TechSoup Global is tremendous for digital inclusion. Timebanks.org, restorative practices and liberating structures, fantastic for learning and collaboration, similar to what many of you spoke of. And of course, Green Team Academy and Joan's book for the climate action. And then you see some examples of our projects. Some of the final words that Dr. Edgar Kahn leaves to us is that a functioning society, which is the world in which we live with our family, our community, our towns, that's the core economy. In order for that to that must be strong, stable, and coherent. That is necessary for the rest of the world to operate. We, the people, are the foundation of the world and the environment. Okay, so I thank you for having this opportunity to share some of this with you. If you wish to learn a little bit more, my friends in YTB Uganda helped put together this animation, and you can get the link to it. YTB provides meaningful opportunities for youth to be recognized, to be involved, and to care enough to make a difference. In raising our son and our family, the question that I arrived at, that's the only question I would want to ask anybody. If I was asked, what one question would you ask another human being? And that question is, what do you care about? What do you care about enough to sacrifice, to work, to make a difference, to be devoted and committed? And clearly all of you who care about the environment. And that is tremendous. I thank you for this opportunity to speak, to share time with you, to learn from you. And I am so greatly have admiration and regard for the work that you do. And I will carry that with me as part of my spirit. And as this funny saying says, a mind that is changed can no longer return to its previous position. Today, I am changed by your presence, your history, your words, and your work. Thank you. And this time, we swing into some acknowledgement and recognition for these two teams. Is that right, Jen? So first, I will start with Tumaini Fasso, the founder and head of CAYEO, Child and Youth Empowerment Organization in Simataa, Tanzania. Next, I will introduce more Robert Kibaya of Kirokodo, Kikwanda Rural Development Community, and YTB Uganda, Mukono, and Kampala. So interesting, I was thinking, I met Robert last January, and I feel like maybe I met Tumaini last month, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. So it's fantastic to see the learning and development and integration of ideas from the work with Robert Kibaya, how rapidly we were able to share that with this new organization that Tumaini is leading, and he will tell you a little bit about. So that is an example and proof of concept of the power of the collaboration of Green Team Academy and Youth Time Banking Global. So as I bring up, unless Tumaini has something to share, I will bring up some pictures, and if Tumaini, if you can come off your mute and join. And Jen, is it okay? I'm sharing this hybrid logo here with
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That ties into the big news that we have coming up. So you're going to want to stick around to hear a little bit more about that.
Hello,
Yes.
Tumaini.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, my name is Tumaini Fasso. I'm joining you from Tanzania. I'm a founder of CAYEO, but also I'm a CEO currently. Our organization is still young, but we are very happy within this challenge. We learn many things, but also we receive, but also we give many things for the Green Team Academy. So first of all, I would like to thank Green Team Academy for the wonderful platform you share with us, and we learn from you. But also, we are very happy for Youth Time Banking to collaborate during this innovation months. 3 months become very productive, but also become very meaningful to us. Why do I say this, man? We learn within these 3 months, we learn 3 or 2 big things from our organizations. One, we learn on issues of gender involvement or gender equity. If you see those photos, you can see a group of girls and boys. We decided to create a little library within our area after students sit themselves, those youth sit themselves and decided to come with the solution towards their problem. So they think library is a very big problem within their schools, also within their community. So they say, oh, sir, why don't we start something like a big library, but we don't have resource, we don't have buildings, so how can we start? Then I guide them, I lead them, I help them. So in general, I assist them to come with that solution. So that's a little library, which is a result of conversations between girls and boys. They sit together and they decide what we can do. So they come with decide to see this is the best thing if we can do with this within Green Team competitions. And we think this thing produce a positive result within a community, but also within other schools, because since we construct that little library, we receive many requests from different schools. They want us to go to their school to teach them how we can construct that one, but also they want us to teach how do we come with that big initiatives. So we thank this 90 days of Green Team Academy. But also we would like to thank the great partnership we have during this Green Academy from Youth Time Banking. The logo you see, anything, people help us to come with logo, and the result of logo is a decision of the students. It's not my decisions. So we say, what do we want? What do we wish? So they say, so if we can use this logo, it could be a good and best for our activities and for our daily lives. So we thank Youth Time Banking because they share with us a technology, they share with us informations. So all these obtained during Green Team Academy. So we think Green Team Academy is a pipeline, give us a way to pass, or is a pipeline which give us line to go into green pastures. So we see the cooperation between girls, but also we thank Youth Timebanking for introducing something called the NABU. I think you are aware with them. NABU is a system of reading storybooks and maybe tablets or Android or iOS phones. So one day when we are in our activities, we decided to read a certain book from Rwanda. And students were very quiet. When they are very quiet, they want to know what's going on. And during that activities, we receive a certain girl who is of albinism. She decided to join us to listen, what are we doing? And good news from that girl, she passed the national examination and she have been selected to join in special schools. So she says she will go to school there with the idea of NABU. So it's something very good to her. And she thinks, receive many things from NABU as information from those books, but also from the story. Lastly, I would like to thank my friends, Jean, Jerome, and all people, Sue, Robert, Kibaya, Robert Musige, and all people who contribute to this positive work. So if you like to cooperate with us or if you like to partner with us, please, we are open, because the next month we dream to have another 2 little library in other schools. So we are growing. We start with the 1, but next month we'll have 2 little library. But next year we promise to have more than 15 little library. So please, you're welcome. We hope you will join us within this movement. And if you are interested, please contact me, or you can contact the Time Youth Banking. Under John, you can contact Jean. Reach us very easily. But if you are interested,
It looks like we had a little bit
Yes.
of connection
Yeah.
trouble there, but thank you so much, Tumaini.
So I want to continue on with a few words from Robert Kibaya on behalf of YTB, Ugandan Youth for Environmental Care. Robert?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone from Uganda. Yeah, my name is Robert Kibaya, and member of our Uganda Timebanking. First of all, I would like to thank Jerome, Jean, for giving us the opportunity to exercise our potential. Thank you so much. Yeah, maybe what Jerome has not mentioned, we have a saying in English, which is say, time is money. So it means that time is currency. So we need to recognize that currency, and it is you and me who can do it. It's not the government. So this currency gain value wherever somebody is involved in an activity. So the youth have been involved in activities, but their efforts were never recognized. So with this approach, it means that if a youth is involved in a community development program, which is not paid, so we have to have his time credit recorded, and then he can use those credits to get his own needs, like technology, education, and a number of things. Yeah, so with it was during that time that I was engaging with the government officials at my district on the issues of garbage management, which is actually becoming a very big problem for the municipalities and cities down here in third world countries. So you find that there are no resources to manage the garbage accumulation with the increasing population. So as the population is increasing, accumulation of garbage generated at homestead at any point is also increasing, but there's no plan. So with this approach of youth time banking, we involve the youth. Say, oh, look at this problem. It's a community problem. How can we solve it? So we explain to them that, okay, this is not voluntary as you've been doing. So you go pick up the plastic, which is just littered around because it's actually affecting our environment. So do that. And then youth time banking coordinator is able to record your time credit. And then if you are in the need of like a technology, you need a cell phone, you need a scholastic material, then you can actually use those credits to get what you need. And that's what we've been doing with the community cleanup. Community cleanup is done by youth willingly. They are not forced, and they do it happily. And at the end of the day, they are awarded. They are awarded by recognizing them. They are awarded by scholastic materials. They are awarded with the items they need in life. So that is actually the approach we are using. Before I go on, maybe I'll take this opportunity also to recognize or acknowledge the hard workness of the following people. Alice, Judy, and Sharon. Yeah, surely they worked hard for this particular project together with the other teams of YTB Uganda. So we've been working as a team and on a number of projects. And the same approach, actually, I was able to present in the international conference in Sweden. That was to do with the transforming development research for sustainability. And my paper was on how the urban community or emerging urban centers in developing countries can strategically manage the accumulation of garbage. And then I had to teach them about the youth time banking approach, which we are using in schools, and it's working because the schools where I have the program, school administrators are giving us report that they are no longer see the use of a cleaner in the school because the children are doing it by themselves. So they do it willingly. And time they have involved in a community development project is helping them to save some credit. And also another project is to do with the ISSB. These are interlocking soil stabilized blocks. For your information, this is what's happening. Most of the schools are constructed like most of the developing countries. They are using fire bricks. But for a sizable school, which can accommodate like 1,000 students, you need around, you need not less than 100,000 blocks. And to come and to produce these ones, you need around like, you need to cut like maybe 10 trees, 10 fully grown trees to produce these bricks. So with this technology, which is producing the interlocking stabilized soil blocks, you don't need like to burn them with fire. You don't need to cut any tree. You just have to use soil and a little cement, and you produce a number of bricks you need. For example, 50 kgs of cement, you mix it with the 12 wheelbarrows of soil, and you're able to produce 130 blocks. At the moment, for these 3 months, we are able to produce 7,000 blocks. And now we are actually, we are trying to mobilize resources for beginning the construction of the foundation. And swear, actually, we are calling on everyone to support this noble project. So with these technologies, they can help like save a number of trees. I'm talking of the schools, but talk of like the houses. For a sizable house, or maybe which can accommodate 5 people, you need like not less than 10,000 bricks. So with that, you need like maybe 3 grown-up trees. So you find that the number of houses that we construct with the old technologies is actually increasing the cutting off down of trees. That's why we need to advocate for this kind of technologies to be actually deployed at every community. And
Thank
also,
you, Robert. I agree. I think the ISSB technology is very useful across all of sub-Saharan Africa. And we will have future opportunities, I think, to talk with Green Team Academy about that. I want to check in with Jin on how our time is and where we're at in the schedule.
Yeah, we're actually a little bit over time at the moment. So I'm gonna kind of do a little wrap up here and then invite people to join us for a happy hour where we'll actually get to mingle and chat with each other.
Thank you, Jin.
Thank you. This is absolutely incredible. Youth Time Banking is such a powerful program, and we've really been able to see some incredible things happen within a very short amount of time with this program. 1 second, I'm gonna try and share my screen again real quick. Yeah, this is absolutely incredible. And the concept of using time as a currency as opposed to using money as a currency is something that could literally change the world in the fact that it would teach youth from a very young age to respect their time over the amount of money that they make with their time. And that in itself would be incredibly powerful. And we're really excited to announce that the future of Green Team Academy is going to be a collaborative one. We have seen such powerful things come from youth time banking, utilizing the Climate Action Challenge to build. So we're actually, come 2023, Green Team Academy and Youth Time Banking will be partnering up to launch more time banks and work with different communities to really build from the ground up. We are incredibly excited about this. And that's where the little merge logo came from before. So thank you for hanging in here with us. I know we're a little bit over time. Thank you for sticking with us. And we hope that we see you next year and are able to take this to the next level. So again, if you're interested in keeping updated on when the next Climate Action Challenge launches, most definitely follow the link to sign up for the mailing list, and we will keep you posted there. We're really excited about the future of Green Team Academy and Youth Time Banking. And I want to thank all of the speakers for coming on and sharing their stories, sharing their impact, and inspiring all of us. This has been such an incredible journey. This past 3 months has been wild. It's been awesome and very humbling to be able to support these groups and watch them flourish through this challenge. So we will be back tomorrow with 2 more speakers. Again, we're going to have Lonnie Francisco from Bokashi Pinoy talking about the power of the Climate Action Challenge and how she's using it to train recruits who are going to help educate and mobilize communities around the Philippines. And then we're going to have our very own Joan Gregerson. She is the founder of Green Team Academy and the creator of the Climate Action Challenge. And she's going to be popping on to share a little bit about how to get moving, how to start. So not going to want to miss that. It's going to be great. And one last time, I want to congratulate all of these groups, all of the individuals who took part in this challenge, the teams that made it through, the teams that didn't make it through, but learned something along the way or gained community to try again next year with us. Thank you for this incredible opportunity. It's been an incredible one. And so yeah, thank you for your time today in coming to support these projects and these individuals and support Green Team Academy. Again, we couldn't do this without you. So if you are able to donate and help support us, that would be wonderful. And you wouldn't just be supporting us, you're also supporting the earth by planting a tree. For every $25 donation, a tree is planted in your name. You'll receive a certificate with GPS coordinates. So please support where you can. And that is the conclusion of the first day of the Impact Summit. So I am going to pop off of the Facebook Live. Before I pop off of the Facebook Live, anybody who wants to join us for the happy hour session to get to meet different environmentalists and kind of collaborate, connect, please join us over in here. Charla is going to be on that. So she'll be able to share the link. Also, a huge thank you to Charla and Susie, who have been pivotal pillars in this climate action journey. It's, again, organizations like this can't operate without the funding and the volunteering, which is the incredible thing about time banking, is you're honored for the time that you're able to give. So thank you. Thank you to Eco Rising, Eco Diversified International, Trinity, and our youth time banking groups, Tumaini and Robert Kibaya. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm going to pop off the Facebook Live now, and we will open up the room.